What up, everyone? Continuing with the month of October, we got a big month and we got lots of boxes. So right here we got Hero Crate, a box I haven't tried for a really long time. I had them for a long time when I first started out my channel, did them for quite a few months, and you know, they were okay, but was never super pleased by them, so I eventually kind of traded them out for other boxes. But a lot of people have been asking about it because I haven't had it probably like 6 or 8 months or something like that. But anyway, so I decided to bring it back because they got Villain Crate, so I thought I'd put them both head to head and see what's up. So anyway, this month's Hero Crate we got Wolverine. That's the character. So the good thing about it is they're always pretty straightforward about who the character is. They tried to be a little bit ambiguous about it at first, but I think that was a waste of time. They should just say who the character is. Like, who cares? Like, they want people to get it. But anyway, Wolverine is the character. So, let's see what we got in this box. First off, we got a t-shirt. Let's take a look at this one. See the design. Alrighty. So, it pretty much looks like a reference to the Days of Future Past. The comic, not the movie. And it's got some, what looks like Japanese writing. Kind of looks like katakana. Not totally sure on that, but it might be. But anyway, I really like the design on this shirt. It's very cool. And it's not a crossover from what I can tell, which is also really awesome. And something I remember specifically about Hero Crate, they always printed on Toltex. So the quality and the fit of the shirts was always really nice, because Toltex is actually pretty fitted. So that is a good choice. And the design is cool. So that was one thing that I always did like about them. The quality of the shirts was always nice. You could always wear them because they fit well. They felt okay. They weren't super scratchy. Even back then when they were starting out, when everyone had shitty shirts, theirs were actually pretty good. And I really like this design. It's genuinely cool. It's not some crappy crossover. It looks like it has some art design to it. It actually looks like it's from a comic, which it might be for, I'm not familiar with the specific one, but it may be from a current comic or something like that, because it actually has a really nice design to it. So, I think this is a really good choice. I'm going to give this shirt an 8.5 out of 10, because I thought it was quite fantastic, and I think anyone who likes Wolverine would love this shirt. The only reason it didn't get a little bit higher is just because, you know, it's not branded. It could have been branded. Quality could have been a little nicer, but that's just being nitpicky. But very nice shirt. Very good design. Very good choice. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. I really liked that pick. So that's the shirt. Next, no surprise at all, we got a Wolverine pop figure. So it's absolutely nothing special about it. It's the generic Wolverine pop, and that's it. So this is something that I also remember about Hero Crate. They always pick very generic stuff. They just didn't have good choices. And I think this is a bad choice, personally. And here's why. Nothing against Funko or pop figures at all, but you gotta realize and think logically here. If anyone was a fan of Wolverine, and if they know about this box, they're obviously a collector of some kind. If they're a fan enough of Wolverine to get it, they probably already have the pop figure, because it's just so common, and you can get it anywhere. I have it, and I'm not even that big of a fan of Wolverine. So, if they were a fan of it, the chances are they probably already have this. So putting it in the box is just redundant because it's just something they're already going to have. So they got to think outside the box a little bit and not put such generic stuff in, because most people that got it are probably duplicates, getting duplicates of it. Because I doubt anyone getting this box is just finding out about Wolverine for the first time, or this is their very first collectible ever. There's a chance, but probably not. So if anyone was a fan of Wolverine, you probably got this as a duplicate. So that's why I'd say not a good choice on this. It's a little too generic. Funko products are fine, but just the generic pop figure, probably a bad choice. They could have at least gotten an alternate paint job, or maybe like the 90s paint job, or I don't know. There's just so many other options. Sticking with this just seems like laziness on their part. So I'm not a fan of that, and I don't think most people are either. Again, nothing wrong with this figure, just a bad choice because it's just too generic. Next, we got a tote bag. So this is a Wolverine tote bag. And it's just a little tote bag. Small one. Nothing special about it. And really not much more to say about it. It's got that plasticky feel to it, and it's got Wolverine on it. What more can you say about tote bags? That's pretty much it. Tote and bag. There you go. Then we got a keychain. So we got one of these like rubberized keychains, so it has like some texture to it. I don't know if you can see the texture or not from the camera. But yeah, it's Wolverine's head. And I actually kind of like these keychains. I don't mind these at all, the flat rubber ones. These are keychains that I'd actually use on my keys, because they're flat because I don't want like a big bulky keychain when I'm putting it in my pocket, because then it looks like I have a massive heart-on when I have a keychain in my pocket. You like flat ones so it'll lay flat in your pocket. So I actually like that. That's a good choice. This is something where it's like obviously generic Wolverine, but it's not something that probably everyone's going to have because it's not that popular, or at least not this specific keychain. So again, this isn't amazing, but better choice than the Pop because you're less likely to have this specific thing. Then the last two items. First off, we got a card of Wolverine. This is obviously a reference to the Tokidoki Wolverine, and I thought this was a sticker, but it's not. It's literally just a cardboard, or not cardboard, but just a card. It's on cardstock, so it's not flimsy. But I don't know if you can tell from the camera, but it looks like it was printed very poorly. This is obviously not Tokidoki, and it's obviously not branded. It looks like they kind of ripped it off, and it's very poorly printed because the lines are kind of sketchy, and it looks just a little bit pixelated, so the quality on it is very low, which I was pretty disappointed about. They just didn't print that very well, and obviously didn't put effort in there. And the last one is a magnet. This is kind of funny. It says adamantium. It's just like, looks like a little element on the periodic table, adamantium. I thought that was kind of funny. So that's kind of cool. I don't mind that. But again, just a cheap little magnet. They probably made it themselves or went through a third party. It's very obviously just pasted on and cut out. So that's actually all the items in the box. Let's go back to the box. We'll talk about these specific items, give it some value and a rating. First, the t-shirt. So this is what I was most pleased about. This is something that probably no one has. I doubt anyone has it, but this is really cool. I don't know if it's exclusive to the box or not, but either way, very cool design, and I was really happy about it. This is what I'd expect to see. This is a good choice. But that's pretty much the only good choice I can say about this entire box. So 8.5 out of 10 rating, and then $12 to $15 value on the shirt. Next, the Pop figure. I always give generic Pop figures $10, but I was almost reluctant to give it this value because this one's so unbelievably common, you can actually find it a lot cheaper. More like $8, sometimes cheaper than that online, because it's just been done so many times and it's just out there everywhere. It's just very easy to find, and people are practically giving them away. But for the sake of argument, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and still give it a $10 value. Then, our tote bag. This is going to be around $6 to $8. This isn't super high in quality. It's just kind of like the plastic kind with the print on there, so it's not like stitched or anything like that. Bags of this size and this quality go for like $6 to $8. I mean, you'd have no problem finding this on eBay or anywhere online, just outright plus shipping for like $6 to $8. So not hard at all to find, very common and cheap in quality. So $6 to $8 on that. Then the keychain. So this is like $5 or $6, right around there. Like sometimes you can find them a little bit cheaper, but usually these keychains, it's pretty nice in quality. So around $5 or $6 for that if you were to buy it in a comic shop or something like that. Then the last two things, the card and the magnet, I couldn't bring myself to give this any value, honestly. So I'm going to put these both together and give it a $1 value, which I think is even being generous because these would both be very easily made by yourself. And like I said, I don't know if you could tell when I held it up close, but the quality on this is just very poor. Like it's just pixelated and grainy. It's like, it looks like they took a picture of something with their cell phone and then printed it out. It's just very poor in quality. I'm pretty disappointed on that. So that was all the items in the box. We got like 5 to 6 items, and that was kind of it. And this is kind of why I left Hero Crate to begin with, because I was just never that pleased with them. Wolverine's a cool character. He's one of the most popular comic book characters in existence. And there's just so much Wolverine stuff out there. I can understand if this was a rare character, they'd have to just kind of scrape up what they could. But with fucking Wolverine, man, like there's so much stuff out there. Why would they settle for such generic stuff? Like there were so many options. Like the shirt, for example. That was a good choice, something I've never seen before. But everything else, it's like they literally went on eBay, typed in Wolverine, went to the lowest things and just picked whatever the lowest things were on there as the cheapest things and put them in there. There's just very little thought put into it. There's just, yeah, no thought put into it, basically. So I'm only going to give this box a 5.5 out of 10 because the value, sorry, I didn't talk about that. On the low end, with everything here, the value is 35, and on the high end was 40. The box cost 30. So you really only get a few dollars more than you paid for it. And that's basically what it was before. This company has not grown at all. I haven't seen them get any better. They've obviously added the villain crate, so they're growing a little bit, but as far as the quality on the box, it's exactly the same as I remember. Back when I used to get it, you'd get a few dollars more than you paid for, like $2 to $5 more than you paid, and that's just not worth it, especially when you're getting such generic stuff, because honestly, I was pretty generous with the value on this. I gave it 10, and you could probably find it for 8 or less, including shipping. So, with those things considered, plus being generous on values of like this stuff, which is worthless, you pretty much got what you paid for, which isn't good. So the only time I would ever recommend this box is to probably like a kid or something like that. Or someone that's just like just starting collecting and literally has no collection, then maybe you might like this box. Or like I said, if you were a child or something like that, you may like this box. Anyone else, a serious collector, someone that gets boxes regularly, or someone that has been a fan of Wolverine for more than like a year and has the pop already, I would not recommend this box. And I don't think this is good, and I don't think it was worth it. It just, I don't really have much to say about it. The reason it gets a 5.5, if you get what you paid for, I always usually give the box at least a 5, because that's just in the middle, but you got a little bit more than you paid for, and it had a cool shirt, so that's why it gets a 5.5. The only reason I'd give a score less than 5 is if you got less than you paid for, or something like that. But so, the 5.5 score is pretty generous actually, but I was not happy with this box and I wasn't pleased with it, and I'm just being reminded of why I dropped it to begin with. So next month's theme is Wonder Woman, which I have absolutely no interest in. I'm not a fan of Wonder Woman at all, and I guarantee we're just going to get a Wonder Woman pop figure, which I'm not a fan of, so I canceled it for next month, and I don't know if I'll pick it up again, because like I said, there's just been nothing new and there's nothing changed about this company. I'm just as disappointed as I was originally. So I'm glad I brought it back, so at least people can get an updated review on this box. But unless they come up with a really awesome character, and even still, I don't think I'm going to, because they just don't do these characters justice, and it's not worth the money. So anyway, this has been Hero Crate, a 5.5 on the box, which I think is more than generous on the score. It probably deserves a little bit lower, honestly. And 8.5 on the shirt, because the shirt was actually very awesome. But let me know what you guys thought about it. If there's anyone in America that happened to not have the Wolverine pop, the original one, and likes it or something like that, let me know. I'd like to hear if there is anyone. And let me know what you guys thought of the box, whether you thought it was generic crap or not. Yeah, let's hear about it. Sound off in the comments. Anyway, this has been Hero Crate. Thank you all for watching. See you on the next video. Love you all. Peace.